You ever notice how the guys who have the least experience with women are often the pickiest about them? They'll scroll through dating apps for hours, dismissing every woman who doesn't look like their fantasy wife. They'll tell themselves, "I'm just waiting for the right one." But what's really happening is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of wasting time on the wrong woman, and underneath it all, a desperate hope that maybe, if they wait long enough, they'll find that one perfect woman who will make everything click without them ever having to risk anything. But here's the brutal truth. If you don't practice, if you don't get your reps in, you'll lose her when she finally shows up. You'll meet that woman who genuinely lights your soul on fire, and you'll fumble the moment. You won't know how to flirt naturally. You won't know how to lead. You won't know how to read her energy, when to pull back, when to escalate. You'll be like a man who dreams of being a fighter, but never steps into the gym, then gets knocked out in the first round. That's what happens when you treat every interaction like a potential marriage. You create a pressure cooker where you can't breathe, can't be playful, can't take risks. You turn what should be practice into a performance, and that performance kills authenticity. Let's break down what's really happening here, because this isn't just about dating, it's about masculine development. See, most men today operate from what psychologists call an external locus of control. They believe power, success, approval, attraction comes from outside themselves. They see the woman as the gatekeeper of validation. Her response defines their worth. Her interest or disinterest determines whether they feel like a man. So what happens? They overvalue every woman they're attracted to. They place her on a pedestal before they even know her. They don't flirt. They perform. They don't lead. They adapt. Every interaction becomes an audition for approval rather than a genuine expression of masculine presence. And because they never practice, because they never desensitize themselves to the emotional volatility of attraction, they stay fragile. Their confidence is paper thin. One rejection can ruin their week. One cold response can destroy their focus. This is what I call the glass frame. On the outside, it looks composed, but one wrong word from her, one perceived rejection, and the whole thing shatters. Here's the irony. Most men think pickiness is a sign of high standards. But when it's rooted in fear, it's actually avoidance disguised as discernment. They're not being selective. They're being scared. They're filtering the world through insecurity, not self-respect. Now let's pivot. Let's talk about what actually builds competence, confidence, and masculine magnetism. Imagine two men. Both want to be great warriors. The first reads about battle strategy, sharpens his sword, and tells himself he's waiting for the right war to test his skill. The second man, he spars every day. He takes hits. He learns timing, distance, rhythm. He faces fear repeatedly until fear becomes normal. When the real war comes, the second man doesn't flinch. That's dating. The man who practices, who approaches, flirts, learns to connect, fails and refines, becomes socially fluent. His confidence isn't fake, it's forged. And this brings us to the first principle. Repetition is mastery. You cannot become good at anything you avoid. You wouldn't expect to play guitar beautifully without ever touching the strings. So why expect to understand women, to lead them, inspire them, attract them, without ever engaging them? Every conversation, every smile, every rejection is a rep. You're not chasing women, you're training your masculine energy to flow naturally. You're rewiring your nervous system to remain calm under pressure, to lead with ease instead of fear. The second principle, detach from the outcome. The moment you stop needing a specific result, you start radiating freedom. Women can feel when you're outcome dependent. It's like they can smell tension on a man. The neediness in your tone, the slight over-explanation, the micro-hesitations, all of it signals, I need you to like me. And nothing kills attraction faster than that. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you've already chosen yourself before you walked in. You've already validated your own worth. Whether she laughs, rejects, or leaves, your center doesn't move. That's what it means to have frame. Frame is the invisible boundary of your masculine energy. It's what keeps your emotions, values, and intentions steady, even when her behavior fluctuates. Most men lose women not because they lack looks or money, but because their frame collapses the moment they sense disapproval. And that leads to the third principle: practice emotional sparring. Just like a fighter trains with different partners to sharpen different reflexes, you need to engage with different types of women to sharpen your social awareness. The quiet one teaches patience, the flirty one tests your grounding, the challenging one tests your composure. Each interaction builds social resilience. You learn timing, you learn empathy, you learn how to express desire without apology. That's the essence of masculine energy. The ability to express truth under pressure. So, what should you do right now? Stop waiting for perfection. Stop filtering the world through fear of mistakes. Go talk to people. Smile at the cashier. Compliment a stranger. Have short, light conversations without any agenda. These are micro reps. Each one builds your comfort with presence. Because one day, you will meet that woman who awakens something real in you. And if you haven't trained, if your social reflexes are dull, you'll hesitate, you'll overthink, you'll freeze. The moment will pass, and she'll feel it, not as nervousness, but as uncertainty. Women don't follow uncertainty. They follow presence. Think of your masculine energy like a sword. If you never draw it, never sharpen it, never swing it, when the real battle arrives, it's dull. Practice is how you sharpen it. Rejection is how you polish it. Every small experience prepares you for the one that truly matters. Now, you might ask, but what if I waste time on the wrong women? My brother, time spent training is never wasted. The only wasted time is the time you spend waiting for courage to arrive before taking action. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes because of it. At its core, this isn't about women at all. It's about mastery, discipline, calibration. The same way a musician learns scales before performing symphonies, you must learn social rhythm before expecting emotional harmony with another person. Every interaction you have, good or bad, refines your calibration. You start noticing patterns: when to speak, when to pause, how to create tension, how to hold silence. You start leading instead of reacting. That's when you step into your masculine authority. And here's the real win. When you finally meet the woman who's right for you, you won't perform. You'll be grounded, calm, playful, authentic. Because this is no longer a high-stakes test. It's just another moment in your flow. That's the paradox. The more you practice with low-stakes situations, the more natural you become in high-stakes ones. You don't rise to the occasion. You fall to the level of your training. So let this sink in. You're not training to get women. You're training to master yourself, to become the kind of man who moves through life with ease, composure, and quiet power. The kind of man who doesn't chase connection. He creates it through presence. That's what separates the men who wait from the men who win. The world rewards those who act, because life, like attraction, doesn't give you what you deserve. It gives you what you're ready for.